channel. Now today, I'm going to be letting you guys know if the Becca Ever Matte Shine Proof Foundation is a Woop or a Womp. A couple months ago, I was just fiending for a new foundation, just trying to see what high-end foundation I truly love because I haven't really found anything. I've been sticking to drugstore. So now I've had this foundation for a while and I've been truly trying it out already for a couple months, so I got a good gist of it. Now when I first walked into Sephora and I saw this packaging, it really didn't intrigue me. The only thing that truly did was that the word matte was in there, and I like that. I have combination skin where I am oily in my T-zone and I can get dry around my nose, sometimes around my mouth, and randomly like around my eyebrow. Don't ask me why. And depending on the weather and if I'm trying out new moisturizers and stuff like that, I can just be an oily beast. Rawr. Another thing is when I see this foundation, it doesn't really scream buy me to me. I don't know, I don't see a pump, the packaging isn't cute. I know I'm just being judgmental, but I'm being honest. So now let me read you what the claims say on Sephora about this foundation. It says that it's a creamy medium coverage foundation that controls shine throughout the day. We like that. And leaves an exceptionally smooth matte finish. It says that it's a long-wearing medium coverage foundation and it features a unique microfine powder that absorbs oil so your complexion remains fresh and shine-free throughout the day. It's created for combination to oily skin, and this foundation minimizes the appearance of pores and fine lines. I like that too. And it also creates a lasting soft focus effect. I think we all would love that. And also with price, this foundation costs $42. So already I wasn't intrigued by the packaging. It didn't have a pump and the price is $42. So when I picked it up, I got matched to the shade Fawn. I was much more brown biscuit than I am now. I self-tanned last week once just for this video. And the girl at Sephora was telling me it was an excellent foundation. So I was like, you know what? If she's saying it's an excellent foundation, then I'm going to take her word for it. She said it was great for oily skin. I have oily skin. And I was trying to steer away from the negative that I didn't like it was $42. I didn't like that the packaging looked so blah and that it didn't have a pump. So yeah. What I loved about this foundation is that it had 20 different shades to pick from, and I'm all about taste the rainbow. Now after trying it for lots of months, I will say that it is long lasting. It definitely is a medium coverage, but you'll see when I'll get to the demo right now that when I do use my kabuki and you layer it twice, you can really get a little bit more fuller coverage. Not too much, but just like a little smidge bit. If you're someone that wants to have a foundation that's great for every day, this can definitely be it because it is a medium coverage and it feels very light on the skin. It feels like you're not wearing anything. And it does really subside my oils because like it says, it has like this powder effect or whatever that just seeps up those oils. I guess there's like a bunch of little powder warriors and they're just like to the oil. When I do wear this foundation, I probably blot maybe after 6 hours, and that is like, wow, that's a really long time for me, especially in my T-zone. Maybe 5 to 6 depending on the weather. Usually most foundations I'm already blotting after 3 hours. Sometimes to 4, but this is like seriously the only foundation that I haven't had to blot as early as using other ones. Like I said, usually in my 6th hour, and that's really good. If a girl's gonna spend $42 on this, then you definitely want it to work, right? And this foundation also comes with 1.35 fluid ounces, and we're gonna get onto the demo so you can see what it looks like with a flat top kabuki and also a beauty blender. I do explain how it does set pretty quick, but I'll talk about that in the demo. And now let's roll on with it. So the primer I'm going to use is for oily skin. Now CoverGirl just came out with a couple new primers and I honestly am so happy that CoverGirl has stepped it up because I've been trying the face primer for oily skin. They have one for combination and also dry, and the oily skin one has been working phenomenal. Now this is definitely not going to fill in any pores, but I'm not too worried about that right now. But just because I have combination skin, which I didn't get the combination skin primer. I know you're probably thinking, why do you get oily if you have combination skin? Go big or go home. If I can control my sebum a little bit more, it would be okay. And obviously since I'm trying to stay matte, since I am wearing an Ever Matte Shine Proof foundation, why not have a oil control primer? So this is what the primer looks like, and I just like to dab on my neck if I have any excess, and then just start rubbing this in. So the two tools I'm going to be using are the Beauty Blender, and Flat Top Kabuki. So I'm going to do one side of my face so you can see how well the coverage of the foundation is with my flat top, because I feel a lot of the times, sometimes the Beauty Blender can kind of diffuse the product to make it look a little bit more natural and not make it so full coverage. So let's just go with the Kabuki, but we're going to see if it even makes a difference. Now I got matched to the color Fawn when I was a brown biscuit, and obviously it looks a little bit tan. I did self tan one time last week to kind of prep for this video, so I didn't look too off, but let's just ignore it. If it looks a little bit too brown biscuit, I'll get there. So I'm just going to take this on the back of my hand and just start dabbing dots all over, just on half of my face. And now we're going to work the product with the Flat Top Kabuki. And I'm just going to be pushing the product in and then sweeping as well. But when you pat it in, you're obviously going to get more full coverage. So here is the coverage of the foundation on one side as opposed to the other. As you can see, I don't really have too much to cover up. I just have dark circles. I usually don't tend to put too much foundation underneath my eyes because when I want to cancel out dark circles, I use concealer and I don't like layering so much. But you can really see it balance out my skin tone. It really looks nice and natural. It doesn't look very cakey, and this sets pretty fast. Not too fast where you can't work with it, but I definitely would just do one side of the face and then just do the second, as opposed to just putting dots all over your face. Just a little FYI. But what I love about this foundation is that it really reminds me of the L'Oreal Pro Matte, and if you don't know about that foundation, when you do place that foundation, it sets extremely fast. That one is super fast, but when it dries and sets, it sets to a really nice finish where you don't have to necessarily set your face, but you want to set your face so that it stays in place. Yo, yo, yo. It'll just last longer and you'll get more longevity of the foundation itself if you do set it though. But again, this is the coverage of it. This is a medium coverage. Okay, so now let's go on to the second side of my face. And as you can see, I'm only using that small of a dollop. And this will cover half of my face, so a little does go a long way. I always just put the product on my Beauty Blender and then just work it out from there. Work it out. And I always do love using my Beauty Blender because I feel like it always just does an excellent job when you want a more flawless face that looks more, I guess, natural. Gotta make sure I hit that uni. I just finished blending that out, and it does give a more natural looking finish. I feel like this side, you can't really tell. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but on the right hand side, it has a little bit more fuller coverage, not that much. It's pretty much a medium coverage, but I feel like the Beauty Blender side always looks more natural, and I don't know. I like both sides, honestly. Let me know down below what you think, but this is the Kabuki side. And the Beauty Blender. The Beauty Blender, I think, looks a little bit better, more flawless. Woke up flawless. Sorry, I went there. So now I'm going to go ahead and just do one more layer just because I like to do it for the video, because I know some of you do like to layer your foundations. So I'm just going to take another little dollop, and I'm going to use my Beauty Blender and then just go over that foundation just so you can see what it looks like. I'm not one where I like to layer my foundation. I just feel like if I want full coverage, I'm just going to go for a full coverage foundation. But like I said, this is definitely a medium. I feel like I'm in a race. And then this is what the foundation looks like when it is layered. And it still looks really nice. What I like about this foundation is that it is very natural looking and it doesn't look cakey. Like I said, I like the way the finish is without even setting it. So now I'm going to go on to my concealer, set it, and then I'm going to use my powder so you can see how the foundation looks when it's all done with the rest of my makeup. Okay, so I went ahead and did my concealer. Now I look awake. And today I'm going to be setting my face with the Makeup Forever Pro Finish. Since this is a foundation where I like to make it seem like it's more of my own skin, I like to use something that's a little bit more light and won't provide too much extra coverage. Now, I really like the Pro Finish. If you do layer this, this will provide more coverage. But since I'm going to be doing a light dusting, it will not. This one is the Pro Finish 163. Light dusting of this will really just set this in place, and I am good to go. That sounded bad. If you were thinking naughty. But this is what the foundation looks like set, and as you can see, it's still not cakey. It has a really nice finish to it. And really quick, in case you're wondering, I used my Master Conceal from Maybelline in medium. I set it with my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and the blush I ended up using was a mixture of Sunbask, and then I went ahead and used my Maybelline palette that I just did a review on. I'll link it down below, of the new Master Contour. I use that as my bronzer, my blush, and also my highlight. But that highlight though. So this is the final look with all my makeup done. Of course, if you want a more flat matte look, you can definitely skip the highlight. I'm someone where I like to glow. So this foundation is definitely a whoop in my books. I'm really glad that I picked it up because, like I said, I felt discouraged getting it, but I'm really glad I did. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe to my channel because it is free 99. And I hope you guys want to come back to see the rest of my content that I will be posting in the future. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah. Whoop, whoop.